Welcome to our segment where we were talking about. We said we're going to have interviews with each and every one of our candidates. Right now, I am with our candidate, Mr. Cannan. Mr. Cannan, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Mr. Cannan, first of all, I'd like to thank you for attending our session from Umgqibelo yesterday. We really appreciate that. Well, Mr. Cannan, maybe you can give us a brief background about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? So that people know you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Cannan. I'm a patrol. I'm doing development studies. I'm a humanitarian. I'm into social work.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Above all, my desire is to aid in community development. Currently, I studied an organization called High Definition. It aims at giving life a greater meaning and a greater purpose. Recently, a month ago, we had a program, hashtag Unconditional Love, whereby we were giving street kids clothes. I'm mostly interested in community development and a lot of philanthropy work and the humanitarian activities. That's Cannan.
All right. Our viewers, I think you had Mr. Cannan talking to us. Right? Thank you very much for the brief introduction. Now, you're with your host today, Prince Mazimuga, the crop scientist. You know me, the tall guy in the school. All right. We will get straight to our question.
Okay.
Mr. Cannan, why do you want to become president of the SEC of Lupane State University?
My main concern is simple. If you look at the poster that we are distributing,
created with free version for non-commercial use.
We desire for a university where you are not just a number, but where your voice matters. So the reason I am contesting is to be able to bring the voice of the people to the administration. So we are believing for a university where there is equal participation, equal distribution of resources. So the reason why I am standing for the SEC presidential candidates is to be the voice of the people, to be able to carry the concerns of the people. I've heard many times you hear people say that, we want to be the voice, but we are standing and we are not willing to be the voice. We are willing to be the feet, we are willing to be the hands.
But so, Mr. Cannan,
yes,
we've had these people, they've been coming to us saying us, no, we want to represent,
yes.
They'll just come into office, and then nothing, no result, they're just being controlled. Really, tell us, what is it that sets you apart?
Simply what sets me apart, I go back now to the manifesto. I think there is supposed to be a thin line between dreaming and reality. My manifesto is straight to the point. We are not waging a war with the university, but we want to strengthen the communication channels. We want to get the students involved. So if you look at the manifesto, there is a thin line between dreaming and reality. We need to look at the tenure of the presidential candidate. That's the thing that is promising the people. Is he going to fulfill them, or it's just mere fallacies?
All right. Thank you for that one. So maybe we can get into a bit more detail.
Okay.
What are the problems of the people? You'll be hearing presidents telling you, we want to address the problems of the people, yet the president does not know the problem.
Merely from what we have sourced and what's on the ground. The problem that we can identify, I will go straight now to the running of the university. When it comes to the issues of accountability,
created with free version for non-commercial use.
Of the past. People have been paying money and nothing has taken place. People, we want the administration to be accountable. There are a lot of problems that people have talked about. People, they have talked about Wi-Fi. People, they have talked about a lot of unscrupulous happenings that are happening in university. But mainly, I think that the communication system, the communication channels, they are not strengthened. So I believe that, anything that is not for the students, it's against the students. At the mere fact that we are looking and you just woke up in the morning and you hear that there are drastic changes that have taken place, and you just hear that you are going to the campus and you haven't prepared. So I think that is supposed to be the strengthening of the communication channels between the SEC, between the students, and between the Lupane State administration, because we are not waging a war with the administration. We are not fighting with the administration, because if we fight with the administration, we will be, I think we will be frustrated.
Created with free version
Because
for
we don't have
non-commercial
individual
use.
capacity. I doubt that, we just go in the office a few days and we just say that, no, we want an audit. I think we need to have a leveled field of interaction with the administration.
All right, I hear you. I hear you. You're saying we don't want to fight with the administration, but now let's look at it this way. These people, we've been dealing with them for the past years. Last semester, the students, we started as two in the rooms. Yeah, all of that, right?
Yes.
Last semester they introduced the forum where we become 3 in each room.
Yeah.
Right. Now students protested, and it seems as though they were, they did some action. The admin guys, right? They gave people keys. They put people in different rooms. But now all of a sudden, everything changes. We hear, I had someone saying that Mr. Kuiba even mentioned, so
Commercial use.
what is it that makes you, I don't know, maybe I'm sorry repeating my question, but what makes you different? How can we be sure that you are going to make a difference? When you say you're going to make sure that food is good, how then do we hold you accountable if you don't deliver? How do you hold you accountable?
That's very interesting. That's a very interesting question on how you hold me accountable. I think what's important is to look at my track record. I think it will be important for people to follow me on my Instagram page, to follow me on my Facebook page. Because when it comes to leadership, I didn't just woke up in the morning and I became a leader. I've been a leader for some years. I've been leading and I've been pushing notions. I can totally proud myself with the organization that I started. It does not even have 2 years. But it doesn't even have 3 months, but we have made an impact in the city. We are actually making difference. We are not even relying on external funds. We are using internal funds.
Created with free
When it
version for
comes to
non-commercial
dialogue,
use.
when it comes to pushing things, I don't think people like VP Kuiba are going to be a nightmare with me. When I enter into the office, I'm a man of my word. I really make things happen.
Okay, you say he's a man of his word. I don't know. You guys will see. If you decide to vote, yeah, you will see what he has to bring on the table. But I think you can hear from his own view. He's saying he's been there, he's done that. I will ask this question.
Okay.
What will you do? Say the administration does not respond accordingly. You've spoken to, I understand you say we're not fighting with the admin. Yes, that is true. And you go to the admin, you tell them, these are the problems, these are our problems. If the admin does not respond in the way that this is the student, what action, of course, are you going to take?
You see, that's very straight. That's going straight to the point. If the administration
Created with
does
free
not
version for non-commercial use.
respond to the demands of the students, we have no doubt that we are going to take up a protest. We will protest because the voice of the students are desire to be heard. We cannot roll over and bend over for their needs. If it comes to a situation that we have lobbied, listen to me careful, that we have lobbied and we have taken proper channels. We have taken proper channels, meetings have been held, and there has not been a response. I'm telling you, we will frustrate the system until the system answers us, because your voice matters at the end of the day. For instance, the issue of the food. I'm still concerned. Even though people are saying that not the food, is not an issue. The issue of the food is supposed to be a main priority, because people, they are eating junk. People are queuing for food which is not even standard. In terms of nutrition, it's not even good food. Because with our team, this is the thing that is on the ground. We are simply saying that
free version for
when we get into
non-commercial
power, we are declaring a shutdown. There's supposed to be a shutdown until the food issue is resolved.
Okay, you're very much hitting on the food issue there. Maybe for the last part, maybe yesterday's debate, I was looking at comments. I saw this post by one of the people. I don't know who they are affiliated to. They seem to be crashing everyone. You know how people. Well, from your own view of yesterday's debate, how do you think you will do, the people, how...
I get the question. First of all, I would like to point out that, from yesterday's debate, the political landscape was not fielded. We are trying our best because we are not fighting. it was not leveled. I think, the political landscape, it was supposed to
Created
be
with free
totally
version
tilted.
for non-commercial use.
We can't have a scenario that, instead of the students to be giving us the platform, because yesterday I couldn't speak. Every time, that I would stand up, there will be chantings, there will be, I think it's supposed to be filtered. It's supposed to be plain so that everyone can have an equal time to say what they are standing for. And lastly, I would like to point out, it's not an issue of popularity. It's not an issue of statement, but it's an issue of accountability. It's an issue of capability. Is the candidate that we are putting, is he able, has he been in leadership structures?
Okay. There's actually two issues. Maybe we may look at pertaining yesterday's debate. There's the issue of that question that was asked about, was it Section 27 of the Constitution?
Yes.
Well, you chose not to answer the question. Maybe you
Created
can
with free version for
highlight to
non-commercial
people
use.
why you decided not to answer the question.
You see, this question was very interesting. Such questions, it always depends on your viewpoints. I wasn't, we have got the likes of other people, let me not do name and shame. We have got the likes of other people who were also spreading their posters through social media. And there is no way in the Constitution that is written that there is no one who is supposed to spread their posters through social media.
Okay.
So now the most interesting thing is now they put me on a platter and they go on a witch hunt. That question was a witch hunt question.
Okay.
It was not a question of what the question that we're supposed to ask is accountability, credibility of the leader.
Okay. All right. I hope people you're hearing. Well, my last question of the day. Well, there was the issue about that. So the issue about you standing on the table. I don't know. Maybe do you have a comment on that?
Definitely, I will have a comment on that. From my perspective, from my own analysis, and from the executive team that we're working in, we feel, and from the sources, we feel that there were people who were bought by a certain individual and who infiltrated the debate system that were chanting slogans to decampaign us. We feel we were not given the opportunity to say what we wanted to say, because every time we would desire to say something credible, we will hear chants, we will hear people booing us. So what I was able to say from yesterday, when I stood there, from the anticipation that here we are dealing with intellectuals, I was thinking that we were going to have silence, but there was no silence. So at the end of the day, why I stood in front of the table? I'm trying to get the attention of the people, but how can I get the attention of the people who have already been bought?
Okay. I hope you viewers have heard
Created
our
with free version
presidential
for non-commercial
candidate
use.
talking to you. Well, I'm an impartial person. I'm just here interviewing each presidential candidate so that they get an equal opportunity, so that you get to know your candidate. We don't want to have a candidate who doesn't know what they're doing. We want someone who is legit, someone who delivers things, not someone who's just, okay, people, we need to aspire, but we don't want someone who's just pushed by crowd pleasing or who's pushed by the benefits of becoming a president. Well, I won't make any comment on who's going to be the best president or who is the best candidate. You're the ones to decide. Well, Mr. Cannan, thank you very much for your time. Maybe any closing remarks to the people as we close our segment.
First of all, I'd like to thank you. The debate was good. The idea, the initiative was wonderful. But I'd like to say to the people of Lupani, whether you are at the main campus, whether you are at Paket, this is not an issue of popularity, but this is an issue of accountability. This is an issue of transparency. I think we really need now to use our intellectual capacity and realize that the person that we are voting into power, will he be able to take our concerns to the administration? Will he be able to lob policies? We do not want to have the same system in the national politics and it trickles down into the running of the SEC. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, all of you. Have a great day. Thank you very much.